It was like, gotcha. Huh? And when I was pregnant with my son and had morning sickness, my husband would say, you sound like that song. Because I'd be like, gotcha. It was like, oh, Jimmy's back.
Wax on, wax off.
Cigarettes.
Excellent.
Hello, and welcome, Midlifers. We are your hosts, Fonz
And Miss.
And this is your weekly podcast where it's not self-help, but more help yourself to a smorgasbord of nostalgia, laughter, and a deep dive into the past.
Welcome, listeners, to today's show, which has a bit of an Australian flair, I must say. And our first segment is Then and Now, which is a bit of a controversial thing, which we'll get into later. But it's Then and Now, Cheeseboards. Yes. Do you remember these commercials from our childhood and the Australian singers that dominated our childhood? Jimmy Barnes versus Johnny Farnham, who did it better? Let's jump in. Then and Now, Cheeseboards. I must point out that we had a bit of debate about this one because I wanted a different segment, but we left it up to our fans on our social media and they got to decide whether we do Then and Now dating shows.
Yeah.
Which we'll do another day.
Yeah.
Or Cheeseboards. And I thought, guaranteed I'm going to win with dating shows.
I thought, because I put the hard word on Mez, I'd love to do a cheese board. And she's like, no. And so I thought, I'm going to lose. Like, I'll lose on Instagram with the poll. Lo and behold,
you won.
I won.
It's more because I'm like, cheeseboards? I don't know. I'm not a cheeseboardy person, which we'll get into.
Mm-hmm.
So all I've got in my notes is Le Snack. that's serious. I'm like, I don't know.
You've got Le Snack, but we have had someone call in on SpeakPipe. We've had people write in and send us DMs.
People are passionate.
People are passionate about cheeseboards. I'm so glad that
we put it out there?
We put it out there, and to find that there is a gap in the market, a love for the cheeseboard.
Yes. Let's delve in.
All right, let's jump in. All right, here we go. So I'm going to go to then, and I've had a few people write in. Okay, so I'm going to start with L is Savage from Instagram, and she wrote cabana with big chunks of cheddar on a toothpick.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely love cabana.
Yeah.
I'm vegetarian now, but I still dream about it.
Ah, wow,
Yeah.
missing the cabana.
Now, Felony Jane wrote in, and she said the backdrop of a perfect cheese platter was a Tupperware party.
Ah, yeah.
And cabanossi, pineapple, cheese cubes on toothpicks. Actually, she gave a story of how when she was little and she was hiding under the coffee table, surrounded by pantyhosed, beehived women, and she tried caviar and she didn't like it and she smushed it into the carpet under the table. And
It's such a kid thing to do.
Now, Mez, I see you only have less snacks, so I'll keep on going about
I
this.
do just want to point out it's a basic cheese board person, but the cabana I still love. So
You've always been known as cabana to me. You always supply the cabana.
And pickles. Croatians,
I
we
love
love our
pickles.
pickles. So any pickles I love. But the cabana and the cheese. So if I make a cheese platter now, I still use those golden oldies from the 80s. I haven't evolved much. No,
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. And
I'll admit that.
this is why you've got less snack as your
Yes.
only answer. No, but shall we now cross over to Inya on SpeakPipe and what
Yes.
she had to say?
Thank you for calling up on our SpeakPipe. Much
Yeah.
appreciated.
No self-respecting 1980s cheese board would be without half a melon covered in foil and then a cheese and pineapple or cheese and onion hedgehog.
Rock melon mez. So I loved how Inya described it. I envision it as a semicircle
Yeah.
of rock melon covered in foil with the toothpicks
Toothpicks
of
of-
cheese and pineapple
Oh.
stabbed into it to form a hedgehog.
That is very 80s.
It is so 80s. It's got flair, like the nanny. It's got style. It's got flair. It's there. But I think the height of a cheese board in the 80s was a toothpick.
Oh, yeah.
And like, do you remember the toothpicks that had cellophane at the top of it? And it was either
Yes.
green or red.
Yeah, yeah.
And also the toothpick with the flag on it. It had like the Aussie flag toothpick. Toothpicks were a big thing back then.
They were, and it's funny because, yes, we did have the toothpicks on our cheese boards growing up. And then when I started sort of hosting, I'd put the toothpicks, but I think we graduated from the toothpicks. I don't know. What do you use now?
I
Just use
haven't.
your hands.
I haven't put up a fork.
I'm using my hands. I've got the cheese.
I've got little
cutter
forks.
thing.
Yeah, I got the
Okay.
cheese cutters. But yeah, it's not because you share a cheese platter or a charcuterie with your family. We just use forks.
We'll come back to charcuterie.
Oh yeah, I've got a thing about charcuterie,
Okay.
but we'll stay in the
Calm,
80s.
calm.
All right, look, I'm going to go back into it. I just want to give you a bit of insight as well. My parents owned a deli in the 80s, so this is why. So Cheese Plus in Box Hill.
Yep.
And this is why I know a lot about
right.
deli stuff, and it was part of my life.
Yeah.
Like my mum used to make dips in the 80s.
I should have come back to your house. Oh, it was there. Maybe they just didn't.
We didn't get that.
Yeah.
You always had a
Missed
banana. And the pickled vegetables, just like you said, the Croatian household.
Mhm.
Look, Litsa, who is my mum, also wrote in saying the cob loaf filled with dip. And I used to make this in the 90s, and it was like sour cream, spinach, the French onion soup mix,
Yeah.
and mayonnaise. Oh, and you bake it in the oven inside the cob loaf.
So I thought this was an Aussie thing. I didn't realize. So I never had it growing up ever, and it wasn't until my sister-in-law, who's Aussie,
Yeah.
her mum made it for us, and this was like probably maybe 10, 15 years ago. That was the first time I tried it. So it wasn't a thing growing up for us.
Yeah.
It's
Don't forget my
very
family's the
full on.
United Nations.
Okay.
So mum's got 5 other brothers and sisters, all married different cultures.
All right.
And so it was like
Smorgasbord.
it was like
Yeah.
it was a smorgasbord within itself. So that's how we knew about these different things. And back then, the meats, cabanossi, cabana, twiggy sticks. We had the rolled mortadella, the ham salami.
Yep.
And then there's the crackers, which was your Savoy, your Jats.
And the
Water
cracked
crackers?
pepper. Yeah. The cracked pepper.
Yes, they were
crackers.
fancy if you had to crack
this-
pepper.
This is why I still make my cheese platters from the 80s.
Yeah.
I still do the cut up cube cheese, which is just like tasty cheese or Colby.
Yeah.
Cabana,
Yep.
Hungarian salami, or if you have a bit of prosciutto, like some cracks. And like I haven't graduated.
That's okay. You don't have to graduate because it's still bloody eat it. Now,
Mhm.
Miz, I'm going to move on to now.
Yes.
All right. And I've had Shell from our Instagram. One thing I know about Shell is she loves a cheese platter. In fact, we were in a Hummer all together for a hens, and we're sitting in a Hummer, and out she pulls out a cheese platter she had
Out of
made.
nowhere.
Out of nowhere. And you know what? I full respect that. And I ate so much cheese from that platter.
Yeah.
Delicious. So, first of all, she says she's so sad at the lack of cheese boards now because of inflation. So, if
It is
grocery
expensive.
shopping wasn't $7,000 for bread and milk, I'd be able to eat more cheese boards.
True.
Gone are the days of buying 4 different cheeses and all the extras for the weekend. Is there cheese board ASMR? She asks. She's so sad about not being able to afford them anymore, and she needs that in her life.
Oh,
Yeah,
She's send you
so-
a cheese board.
And Shell's brought up a good point
Mm.
about the evolvement of cheese boards. So I'm going to talk about the 3-3-3-3 rule.
Ah,
You've got to have 3 different cheeses, 3 different meats, 3 different starches, which could be your different crackers or bread.
Yeah.
And 3 different accompaniments, which could be like your quince paste, your pate, your dip, whatever. And this is how it's evolved, Mez. And
Yeah.
you got to have like a variety of textures and
Yeah.
colours. You can't have it all the same.
I'm so simple. I'm such a simpleton.
You're not. You're not. You'll get there.
No, I don't
But
want
the thing, well, what I've learned about cheese boards is you've got to have 4 different types or 3 different types of cheese. You've got to have a blue, your hard, your semi-soft, or a goat's cheese.
All right.
I love brie.
Camembert.
Camembert or brie. I don't discriminate, but brie,
Brie.
with a beautiful quince paste from Maggie Beer.
See, the quince paste and the pear and the grapes and stuff. I
Yeah.
don't get that.
You don't mix it.
No,
That's got to be in the
I
weird
do
food
not mix
pairing.
it. Okay, I'll have
Oh.
to try because everyone goes on about the freaking
I'm
quince paste.
Drooling about it. Thinking
Nah.
about,
No.
even cherry, a bit of cherry jam with brie
Oh,
or honey.
okay.
Oh my God, I'm drooling. But my question for you, and maybe you're the wrong person for me to ask, I was going to say, is cabana still a hot commodity?
It is
Let
in
me
my
answer yes.
household. For the Croatians, cabana rule.
Does the cheese board have a name in Croatian?
I don't think so. Oh, meze.
Oh,
but-
meze.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's like in Greek, it's meze.
Yeah.
In Italian, it's antipasti.
Yeah.
Also, how else it's evolved is through a butter board. Do you remember the butter board trend? So what people did was put butter on a board, and you just got your dip and your bread and dip it through the butter, and so you can put
Ah.
your flavors on the butter. It's so
Oh, okay.
unhygienic.
Yeah.
But I suppose it's an evolvement of the fondue as well.
Last fondue I've never tried.
I haven't tried a cheese fondue. I have had a chocolate
I could
one.
do a chocolate. Yeah, it's like drinking Melted chocolate, yes, thank you. The cheese one, I was thinking I'm going to be on the toilet after that one, I think.
But do you
My digestion can't handle it.
That's
at this
okay.
age. Yes.
So, yeah, and then again, the dips, how much they have evolved as well.
Oh,
And
there's a huge, like, it takes up half the fridge in
I know.
Woolies.
And
Yeah.
do you remember the Black Swan ad?
Yes, yeah.
And like the girl will be bending down and he goes, black thong. And she'll be like, and he goes, black swan.
Oh, God, that's so 2000s. Yeah, the dips are good. The dips are like one that you haven't mentioned.
What?
Like, we had this for our Christmas thing once on the bench.
The grazing table.
Oh, yes.
That was great.
That was great. Again, my tummy troubles because it's a mixture of anything you can find, but where it takes over the whole plate. Someone came in and one of your friends that had set up her own business, put a glad wrap on the bench. The whole thing was covered with all little bits and pieces.
Croissants. She had Nutella. She had savoury.
Yes,
delicious.
Bit of everything. So that's cool. And you haven't mentioned your salami rose.
Oh,
So when I thought from then and now, I thought, well, salami roses weren't a thing growing up.
and now the salami rose is a thing. So you have slices of salami and you use your wine glass
To turn it into a
to
rose.
turn it into a rose.
It's very
and,
pretty.
and that's why I call that the Toki and the Beast.
Do you remember?
Commercials from our childhood.
Ooh.
Mm. Yeah, it's so funny. Like, just always in the back of your brain, there are slogans that you remember or
Yes.
songs and jingles.
Yeah, and it's weird because someone will just say a word and you'll just recite this slogan from 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah, and for some reason, Mez, when I was researching this, in my head, Danny tastes great kept it going over in my head. I think it needs to be released.
Okay, go.
Danny tastes great. If you really need a Danny tastes great.
What's that for?
Danny.
Yeah. What was Danny? It's like
It was like a yo-go, kind of
okay,
like
okay.
yo-go. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
all touted to be energy and all that for kids, but it's probably pure sugar.
Yeah, probably. All right. My first one that came to mind was I want my bubble bath. I want my Mr. Matey.
Please. Yes, I forgot all about that
Yes,
one.
I love Mr. Matey.
Yes, and I
Mhm.
wanted Mr. Matey.
Yeah, I never had Mr. Matey though.
I think we had it once because
Yeah.
it was on special.
Yeah.
But what about your play? It's French for your good.
Oh, yes, yep. Is that when the brother and sister, or is it a different one?
That's petit yum.
Oh, protein, yeah. It's high in protein.
Ein calcium.
Good for children.
But yeah, the Yoplait ad had the guy, the Frenchman in the thin curly mustache and with a hot air balloon.
Ah,
The things of random stuff you can
yes,
remember.
Yeah. Do you remember there's one? I think it must have been for Colgate or something, where they dipped the chalk into the blue and then they snapped the chalk.
Oh, what was her name? Mrs. It was a teacher, Mrs. something. And
Yeah.
yes, they dipped the chalk in the blue.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she snaps it. I think was that Colgate?
It was Colgate. It was
Yes.
definitely a toothpaste one.
Yes. How do I remember that? But
Oh
just the
my
visual
God.
of seeing the white chalk turn blue and then she snaps it open.
Yeah.
I can't remember what falls. But
Still didn't floss my teeth. What about my dad picks his fruit that goes to Cotties that makes the cordial that I like best.
That was my next one too.
Ah.
I love that one. Ding, ding, ding,
Yes.
ding, ding. There's got one that's I think still around. Occasionally they revive it. Is we're happy little Vegemites as bright can be.
We all enjoy our Vegemite for breakfast, lunch, and tea. Our mama says
We're going
Going
stronger
stronger
every single week because we love our Vegemite. We all enjoy our Vegemite. It puts a rose in every cheek. That's a good
Jeez.
one.
Oh, I have not thought about that since I was a kid.
I think they did a recent revamp. I think that every once in a while they do a revamp.
Oh
I
my
think-
God. I don't know where the hell those lyrics
it's
came from.
ingrained in the back of our brains.
It's the power of music.
Yeah.
Remember eat a 5-star margarine and it's Ripper Rita?
Ripper Reader, yeah.
She was like, out and organising a picnic. It's always happy to eat a 5-star.
What is that, margarine?
Yeah,
Is it
margarine. Margarine,
Yeah.
big thing of the 80s.
It was a big thing.
Mm.
Like Flora. That's so 80s.
Oh, Flora.
That's still around.
Yes.
Speaking of condiments, I had the Kraft peanut butter one where it had the oily man.
Hold your horses, honey. I had that down too.
Yeah, and it was so slick.
It was so oily.
It's so oily. It's like my forehead late at night.
And it's like, Well, it's a Bega peanut butter, never oily, never dry.
It was Kraft.
It was Kraft peanut butter, never oily, never dry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that made me hungry. What about this? Is so random. When you need a break a finger. Arnott's Scotch finger biscuit.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
That could be violent. That could be from the mafia.
When you need a break
a finger.
How about this one? Probably, I remember as a kid thinking, funny, I didn't realise the sexual connotations of it. Sick'em Rex.
Oh,
we had the
yes.
echidna crawling up her legs to get the ants. And,
I never got the sexual connotation.
Nah.
Still don't. When he said, I'm like, well, really?
well,
Ants
a
all over
bit
it.
of tickles.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
goodness gracious.
That's like it's just reading undies.
Yes, you have shocked.
I assume that's
I am
the naughty.
Wow. I just
Yeah.
thought it was just a breakthrough because she had ants on her. And
Yeah, but the ants were crawling up a leg.
Oh,
Going,
Jesus.
and it's for
Pardon me.
it's for
totally mixed that up.
undies.
I don't want ants crawling up my leg. I
Yeah, neither do I.
call the exterminator.
Any itches in this is no good.
What about Yogo Gorilla?
I don't remember the ad for that.
Oh, it was an animation of
Yeah.
a gorilla. It was like Yogo.
See, I think because we had the conversation before that I hated
You hate
Yogo.
Yogo.
So I think I blocked out anything Yogo.
Yes. Remember the Vita-Wheat ads? And they had the Vegemite and they used to squeeze the two
Squeeze.
Vita-Wheats to make the worms.
I don't remember the ads, but I definitely remember doing that as a kid.
Yeah, I remember
that and
the ad.
saladas.
Oh,
You
yeah,
squeeze it
saladas.
and
They had that
worms.
on the ad too.
Yeah, it's good.
How can you make kids eat? Make it look like worms.
Yes. This one I definitely know they did recently for another competition. But remember McDonald's when they had it, if you said 2 all-beef potatoes,
Yes.
sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and sesame
Yes.
seed bun?
Yeah.
If you said it within so many seconds.
Yes.
Did you get it free?
I got a free drink. I did it.
Oh, you did it.
And I had a lisp, and the guy, I went over time because of my lisp,
Yeah.
and the guy laughed and gave me a free Coke.
Oh, that's nice.
Like, 2 will be faces, sausages,
That's like Cartman there.
That's how I sounded as a child.
Here's another one, which I know they did a spoof of it. It's no hay make porridge.
Oh, I love this no how make
Make
porridge.
porridge,
Was
yes.
porridge or oats, Scottish, and he had this little Scots boy.
So yeah, he's like, oh, it's not hay make. I like that.
What about install a ream for the hottest of hot water you've ever seen. Ream comes in steady, hot and strong.
Yeah, it's the jingles they get you.
They get you.
It's 13, 13, 32.
What? 131166.
131166.
131166.
Pizza Hut delivery.
I had another one just then, but I forgot because it got taken over
Yeah.
by 131166.
Gorgomobile.
G-O-G-G-O.
Good on you, people. Good on you, advertising people.
Yeah,
It
you
works.
really know how to get stuck in our brains.
Yeah.
One day you're gonna get caught with your pants down.
That's right. And they had like red undies or something.
I had blokes
yeah.
in not budgie smugglers, but the undies.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
tight undies.
Yes.
What are they called? Undies.
Brief.
Briefs.
Yeah.
I'm just wild up a caramel.
Ah.
Dun, 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 dun. They
And
call me caramel.
decorate.
Decorate. God, they were great. Great ads.
Great ads. And it's funny because now my kids just mainly watch YouTube.
Yeah.
And they skip the ads and whatever.
Yeah.
So they're going to miss out on these memories.
The only ads is what we hear in podcasts.
Yes. Well, we don't have one
We
yet,
don't have
but
any.
if you feel like having an ad here, let us know.
Who did it better battle? Ding, ding, here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
So the thing is, it's a battle between John Farnham and Jimmy Barnes.
Farnsey and Barnsey.
Yeah, who did it better? So can we start with John Peter Farnham?
Okay.
Please.
Mhm.
Nicknamed Farnsey.
Yep.
He was born in 1949 on the 1st of July in Essex, the UK.
Ah,
And he
UK.
came over to Australia when he was 10 years old.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Very
well,
good.
now you do.
Yeah.
And as soon as he left school, he worked as a plumber's apprentice, and it was discovered that he could sing and he'd went on a singing career.
Ah, there you go.
And so his first number one hit was Sadie the Cleaning Lady,
Yeah. Those
followed by Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. These were all in the late 60s and 70s.
Sadie the Cleaning Lady. Was it your mum that always used to sing that?
My mum loves Johnny Farnham,
Yeah.
right? She was 100% convinced that he released a song called Mr. Whippy. And she used to sing, Mr. Whippy, can I have an ice cream too? No one's ever heard of it.
Okay.
But Mum, whenever she went to a Johnny Farnham concert and he goes, any requests, she would yell out, Mr. Whippy. And everyone would look at her. I never forget. We went when I was a teenager in the 90s. And we're at the very back. I don't know, it was Rod Laver Arena. I can't remember what the tennis centre back then.
Yeah.
And Mum yells out, Mr. Whippy. And because we bought tickets with our school, I remember when the teachers, Mrs. Mariani, looks back going,
And you're like,
and I'm dying. I'm like, oh my God, just enough with the Mr. Whippy. But I think he did release Mr. Whippy. It's just that obscure.
okay.
Mum has never forgotten it. It just haunted me, Nez.
Let it go.
His next big hit was You're the Voice in 1986.
So I'm going to leave that one to last because that is my favourite John Farnham.
Do you want me to leave it till last?
No, it's okay. You brought it up.
Because
It's
it's
just iconic.
the trials and tribulations, radios weren't going to play this song
Oh, really?
because of his image of being this goody-goody
yeah,
pop
okay.
star.
Yep.
And Glenn Wheatley really pushed for FM radio to play this song. And I think it was Triple M or something like that, one station played it and then people started ringing in asking for it.
Ah.
And that's when the radio stations started playing it. So he had stigma.
Okay.
Yeah,
He had to
and-
change his look. Always.
Yeah, his image was
Yeah.
like Tina Arena.
Yeah.
No one would pick her up until Chains,
Yeah.
until she shook off her little girl image.
Yeah.
And it was in number one Aussie charts, 7 weeks. Fun fact.
Yeah.
You know, the bagpipes in
Yeah.
You're the Voice, that was inspired by AC/DC's Long Way to the Top.
Ah, very good.
Yeah.
I like that. Because wasn't that film filmed in Flinders Street or something?
Oh, what? The AC/DC one.
yeah.
Yes.
But that song is, I just love it. And I don't actually remember Coldplay doing it a few times as well. Like, it's just an iconic song.
Yes.
If that's on at the pub late at night,
Oh.
guarantee everyone's singing. Oh.
Well, speaking of as well, Richard Marx credits You're the Voice for changing his musical outlook.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Just as well.
Well, the main thing I remember about John Farnham in the 80s, Hey Hey It's Saturday.
Oh,
He was always on
yes.
Hey Hey It's Saturday. Like,
Yes.
that's how I would see him. And then, yes, obviously I heard him on the radio.
Yeah.
Another one in the 80s of his songs that I really liked was A Touch of Paradise.
Oh.
It just makes me feel like I'm on an
Yeah,
island.
it
or
transports
something.
you.
Yes, it really does.
I liked I'm just trying to think. There was Chain Reaction in 1990. One top
That's
in the
what
revolution. I don't know. I am from a John Farnham household,
Yeah.
Mez. My mum, every vinyl, every CD. I grew up with him. I'm surprised he's not my second father.
Maybe he is.
And he won Australian of the Year in 1987.
Well done,
Mhm.
Johnny Farnham.
Well done.
Going back to that one, the Chain Reaction, I find some of his songs like, I kind of had a love-hate relationship with it. Like, I
really?
would find myself singing to it, but I didn't quite like them. Kind of like I am with Justin Bieber. It's like, I don't like, it's a weird combination, but like, I'll find myself singing to the songs, but it's kind of like, I kind of don't like it. But Chain Reaction is one of those. It's just
But I feel
irks
like
me.
in your household, you had Elvis.
We did have Elvis.
Right? We
yeah.
didn't really have
Yeah.
Elvis. We had John Farnham.
Okay, so we're playing Elvis vinyl. You're playing.
I was playing John Farnham.
Yeah, it's like I wasn't a huge fan, but now looking back on it, I can see his catalogue is fantastic,
Brilliant.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
also he covered Help by the Beatles, and a lot of people doubted him. Like, how can he cover Help? How is he going to do that? It's like iconic as the Beatles.
right?
And he made it dramatic.
yeah, no,
and
it
it was like
totally
a
forgot
cappella.
about that. Yeah,
I've
No,
got
I
tingles
think
just thinking about it.
yeah.
Yeah, so
And it's got this one about winning or something.
this time I'm playing to win.
Yes, that's a good one.
Can I tell you something?
One. I like that.
I loved Age of Reason. What about the world around us? I was a teacher and I had to make that song get my grade to do a dance to that song.
Yeah.
And I freaking nailed it.
Oh, did
And
you?
the kids, I reckon I was one of the best dancers
Yeah.
in the whole school. And I was so glad I had Age of Reason.
Yeah, that's got a very inspiring
Message.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What about the world around us?
So I'm like, what's the world? Someone got that on my notes.
He was also in stage productions of Charlie Girl and Pippin. And Charlie Girl is how he's met his wife, Jill.
Oh, okay.
Can I tell you something about Jill?
Yes.
My mum was so jealous that he married Jill, and Jill wore a blue wedding dress.
Yeah.
And Mum wanted a blue wedding dress, but she wasn't allowed.
Just for that. It's kind of like how I felt with Robbie Williams. Like, I didn't have the jealousy when he ended up getting married, but like, I'm like, here's mine.
Yeah.
Here's mine. And then
It's not.
It's not really.
And it's like, Mum, Johnny's not yours.
It's not yours. All right. Now we're on to that. Jimmy! The screamer. The Scottish screamer.
Yes, James Dixon Barnes, born in 1956 in
Is that
Glasgow.
his middle name Dixon?
Yeah.
That's a great middle name.
Glasgow in the UK.
Glasgow.
He moved to Australia when he was 4.5 years old. There was this big immigration movement from Scotland. And what I liked about what Jimmy Barnes said, my job is to turn every night of the week to a Saturday night.
Ah, that's
How good's
cool.
that?
Yes.
That's
I
clever.
like that.
So at age 16, he joined Cold Chisel.
And that's where, like, some of my songs that I've got written down here are Cold Chisel songs.
Yeah.
Again, very Aussie. So our two Aussie friends, if I think of Jimmy Barnes and Cold Chisel,
Yeah.
I think of our Callanese.
Cal.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And so the most Aussie one for me, if I think again in a pub, K-San. The last day train out to Sydney. Is that K-San?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
K-San.
So the
See,
one-
I never grew up with that song. And so when we started hanging out with Cal and Ez and they play the song, they knew the words. I'm like, I love this song. I know it, but I don't know the words to it.
Yeah. It's like this whole other world.
It's so iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one from Cultures that I had down was When the War is Over. When the war is
Oh.
on. I don't know the words.
I like
you say.
hang on. Now I've put myself under the pump.
Flame trees.
Looking like a quiet girl. She's crying like a refugee.
Mm-hmm.
You got nothing I want. You got nothing I need. So I look at my husband.
He just toddles away.
And I'm Jimmy Barnsey at him. You got nothing I want. I want money. I want his money.
Your husband's crying like the refugee in the back.
Stop looking like a quiet girl.
My favourite one of his, I think because I come from a blue-collar family that were all in construction, that sort of thing, is Working Class Man.
Oh,
He's a working class man. So I feel like if it's him, you got to be drinking whiskey or like
vodka.
No, not vodka. I feel like it'd be whiskey or having draft beer. That's what I think of Jimmy.
See,
Barnes.
Jimmy was fueled by drugs and vodka.
Oh, there you go. I'm saying not vodka. I'm talking as a punter.
But he was through this because he's quite what's the word, torrential. Back when he was younger, and he brought all this fury and passion and danger to the stage. Like he gave it all. It was all. You got
that.
all.
Yes,
like all.
A fireball.
Yeah,
Rocket
and
exploding.
sweat.
Yeah.
Lots of sweat.
I can imagine that. What about this one? It's with Michael Hutchins, Good Times. You're gonna have a good time tonight.
Oh my God, I
Yes.
forgot all about that.
That's a really, really good
collaboration.
collaboration.
Mez.
No.
Mez,
Yeah.
did you know that Jimmy Barnes, together with Nathan Cavallari, released a CD in a Weet-Bix box? And it was Gonna See My Baby Tonight. I think it was from 1993.
Yeah.
We had two.
Oh, okay.
So I think it was like not all Weet-Bix boxes had the CD.
yeah.
And it was like, Gonna See My Baby Tonight. And there was another song on it. It was like, I gotcha. And when I was pregnant with my son, I had morning sickness.
Yeah.
My husband would say, you sound like that song. Because I'd be like, I gotcha. It was like, oh, Jimmy's back.
It's just got a bit of Jimmy in you, I think.
too.
Another one that I loved was his version of River Deep. River
Deep,
mountain high.
Yeah. Do I love you?
Yeah, he's got a great,
really good
scream.
song.
Yeah, but it's funny when you hear him sing soft songs because
Yeah.
he has got the scream. It just is. It's like how I talk. No, it's how you talk, probably. You are Jimmy Barnes. You're more Jimmy Barnes, I
Oh,
think.
okay,
Yeah, so
thank you.
it's the vocals.
Did you know?
Mm.
Did you know
Did I
that
know?
Jimmy Barnes was inducted into the ARIA Hall of Fame twice? Once in 1992 with Cold Chisel,
Chisel.
and once in 2005 as a solo artist.
Well done, Jimmy.
So,
Wow. Who did it better?
who did it better? Now,
What are we basing this on? Because
I don't know, because my bias is my childhood. 100% I would say John
Johnny.
Farnham, but if I was to base it on fact, did Jimmy Barnes do it better? You know, did he do it better with being inducted in the Hall of Fame twice? I love John Farnham, but I think Jimmy did it better. My husband said the same thing last night. He's like, Jimmy's done it better.
My favourite song out of all of them is You're the Voice.
Yes,
that
100%.
reigns above all of them to me.
Not too strong heart.
no.
We get together like the
No,
honey.
I
and
remember
the
this when it came out in
bee.
grade. I think we're in
You
grade
and
2,
me.
and people doing that. I'm like, shut up. No,
All right.
sorry, I've got strong feelings about that. But I agree. I think Jimmy Barnes does it better.
On a factual side, yes, but
Yes.
my heart will always be with Johnny.
That is it for our Aussie-inspired episode today.
Good on ya.
Good on you, Gronya.
Wake up, Australia. But please like, subscribe, even leave us a review.
Mhm.
Love a review.
Yeah, especially the good ones.
Yeah, the good one. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.